street of the place where Oliver Twist was born, and other circumstances attending his birth. Among other public buildings in a certain town, which for many reasons it will be forbidden to refer from material, and to which I will assign a fictitious name. It boasts one which is common to most towns, great or small, to wit, a workhouse. And in this workhouse was born on a day and date which I will not take upon myself to repeat, inasmuch as it can be of no possible consequence to the reader. In this stage of the business, at all events, Ethan of mortality was named, is prefixed to the head of this chapter. For a long time after he was ushered into his world of sorrow and trouble by the parish surgeon, it remained a matter of considerable doubt whether the child would survive to bear any name at all, in which case it is somewhat more than probable that these memoirs would never have appeared, or if they had, being comprised within a couple of pages, that they would have possessed the inestimable merit of being the most concise and faithful specimen of biography extant in the literature of any age or country, although I am not disposed to maintain that the bear in a workhouse is in itself the most fortunate and enviable circumstance that can possibly befall a human being. I don't mean to say that in this particular instance it was the best thing for Oliver Twist that could be possibly have occurred. The fact is that there was considerable difficulty in inducing Oliver to take upon himself the office of respiration, a troublesome practice, but one which closely has rendered necessary to our easy existence, and for some time he lay gasping and unmottled like matches, rather unequally paused between this world and the next, the balance being decidedly in favor of the latter. Now, if during this very period Oliver had been surrounded by careful grandmothers, anxious aunts, experienced nurses, and doctors of profound wisdom, he would most inevitably and indubitably have been killed in no time. There being nobody by, however, but a proper old woman, who was rendered rather listed by an unwanted allowance of beef, and a parish surgeon who did such matters by contact. Oliver and the nature fought out the point between them. The result was that after a few struggles, Oliver breathed, sneezed, and proceeded to advertise to the inmates of the workhouse that fact of a new burden having been imposed upon the parish. By sitting up as loud as crying, as could reasonably have been expected from a small infant who had not been possessed of that very useful appendage, a voice for a much longer space of time than 3 minutes and a quarter, as Oliver gave this first proof of the free and proper action of his lungs. The patchwork coverlet, which was carelessly flung over the iron bedstead, illustrated the pale face of a young female was raised feebly from the pillow, and a faint voice imperfectly articulated the words, "Let me see the child and die." The surgeon had been sitting with his face turned towards the fire, giving the palms of his hands a warm and a wet alternately. But as the young woman spoke, he rose, and advancing to the bedside, said, with more kindness than might have been expected of him, "Oh, you must not talk about dying yet. Lord bless her dear heart. No," interposed the nurse, hastily depositing in her pocket a green glass bottle, the content of which she had been tossing in a corner, which evidenced satisfaction. Lord bless her dear heart. When she has lived as long as I have, sir, and had 13 children of her own, and all on them did except two, and them in the work as with me, she will know better than to take on in that way. Bless her dear heart, think what it is to be a mother. There is a dear young lamb do. Apparently, this consolatory perspective of a mother's prospects failed in producing its due effect. The patient shook her head and stretched out her hand toward the child. The surgeon deposited it in her arms. She implemented her cold white lips passionately in its forehead, passed her hands over her face, gazed wildly around, shuddered, fell back, and died. He shaved her breast, heads, and temples, but the blood had frozen forever. They talked of hope and comfort. They had been strangers too long. "It's all over, Mr. Ingelow," said the surgeon at last. "Oh, poor dear, so it is," said the nurse, picking up the cork of the green bottle which had fallen out on the pillow as she stooped to take up the child. "Poor dear, you needn't mind sending up to me if the child cries." "Nurse," said the surgeon, putting on his gloves with great deliberation, "it's very likely it will be troublesome. Give it a little greater if it is." He put on his hat and, pausing by the bedside on his way to the door, added, "She was a good-looking girl, too. Where did she come from?" "She was brought here last night," replied the old woman, "by the overseer's order. She was found lying in the street. She had walked some distance, for her shoes were worn to pieces. But where she came from, or where she was going to, nobody knows." The surgeon leaned over the body and raised the left hand. "The old story," he said, shaking his head. "No wedding ring? I see. Ah, good night." The medical gentleman walked away to dinner, and the nurse, having considered afraid herself, the green bottle, sat down on a low chair before the fire and proceeded to dress the infant. And what an excellent example of the power of just young Oliver Twist was. Wrapped in the blanket which had hitherto formed his only covering. He might have been the child of a nobleman or a beggar. It would have been hard for the haughtiest stranger to have fixed his station in society. But now that he was enveloped in the old calico robes, which had grown yellow in the same service, he was paged on title, and fell into his place at office, a parish child, the orphan of a workhouse, the humble, half-starved drudge, the big coupled and buffeted through the world, despised by all, and pitied by none. Oliver cried lustily. If he could have known that he was an orphan, left to the tender bedsides of churchwarden and overseers, perhaps he would have cried louder. The end of chapter 1 of Twist Oliver.